Hey there, this is Lou, paid ads specialist and digital marketer. I have been working in this industry since 2011 and I am delighted to be here and share my advice, experiences, and explanations about Facebook ads and digital marketing. So, welcome. The topic I'm going to talk about today is metrics, measurements, data. What do all these numbers mean? This was a topic that was suggested by an audience member, and if there's something about Facebook ads or online advertising or something around this topic that you'd like to hear me explain in a future episode, please do let me know because I want to tailor this information to you. So let's get cracking into some of the numbers and measurements that we can look at in meta ads. So one thing that I see time and time again as I've been managing ads for clients, the first thing that they ask me when they look at their results is, what's an impression? I would like to say that it means that somebody's been impressed by your ad. But essentially, I'll just give it to you straight. An impression, the number of impressions that your ad gets it's the number of views. It's the number of times that ad appeared in front of a person. So that's not, it's not the same as the number of people that are in your audience. It's not the number of people who saw your ad. An impression is the number of times that ad appeared in front of somebody. So a person in your audience, an audience member can see your ad once, they could see it twice, they could see it many times. And the frequency of times that an individual sees your ad is something that you have a little bit of control over, but that is something that I may talk about another time because it's a little bit nuanced. So impressions, the number of times someone's seen an ad, it can be, I'd say it's a better thing to look at with your organic posts because the impressions of your organic posts give you a good idea of what sort of content resonated the most with your audience. So if you've got and reach as well, reach is a very good one. So yeah, impressions is an important thing to consider early on, and oftentimes when we're structuring an early campaign, so one where we want to reach more people and not necessarily get those sales, because as I explained in previous episodes, we sort of want to warm people up and get them used to you before we before we show them an ad that's making an ask of them. So impressions is one thing we can look at. So reach is another important one. So this is the number of people that this ad has been shown to. And yeah, in the early stages of warming your audience up, we want to get reach. So that's an important thing to look at. And another metric that we can see in ads is engagement. So engagement can mean a couple of different things. Usually in most ad platforms, this is somebody clicking an ad. It can also be a video view, so more than just a couple of seconds, like somebody's actually stopped and looked and viewed this video with some intent to see what's going on. Engagement can also be where you've got an ad maybe with some text on it and the blurb's kind of cut off, so if you need to click to see the rest of that text, that can also be counted as an engagement. And another thing is swipes. So if you've got an ad that's got multiple image on it and multiple images, somebody swipes, that's engagement. And engagement is a great indicator that shows that you've made some content that somebody liked. And the more of that you can see and measure, the more happy you can feel about how well your content worked. So those are some really good early ads, warm-up ads, cold to warm audience numbers to look at. So when it comes to actually running ads for sales, the metrics that we're looking at kind of depends on what sort of business that you got. So if you're in the type of business where you do some kind of one-on-one consulting, some kind of professional service, then we might just need a certain volume of leads, and we can generate leads through Facebook ads and Google ads too. So we can see the number of people there who clicked on an ad and then made their way over to your website or your contact form. If you've got an e-commerce business, sales obviously and revenue, and if all things go well and we've set up your website and your ad platform correctly, we can see revenue that came from people clicking on your ads. So then we can measure the ROAS, which is return on ad spend, or the ROI, which is return on investment. So the ROAS and the ROI are especially important for e-commerce businesses where you've got the type of business where you can reach lots and lots of people and ideally sell them make big sales of a number of products to them. Which reminds me, actually, if you've got an e-commerce business where you're selling lots and lots of cheap items, doing ads for sales may be a bit tricky for you. So we can talk about that another time. The main things I want to talk about is just getting your head around what sort of measurements are important. So we've got reach, we've got impressions, we've got engagement. So reach is the number of people with Meta accounts that you've reached, or on Google Ads, it's the number of people that your ad has been seen by. Impressions is the number of times that it was seen, or the number of times it appeared on a computer screen or a device screen. Engagement is a measure of the number of people who did something with that ad. They didn't scroll by, they actually stopped and looked, or they clicked on it and went to your website, or they clicked on the read more text. That's engagement. And then beyond that, we've got conversions. So again, conversions can be a sign up to your newsletter. They can be an opt-in to your email sequence. It could be like a free thing, or it could be an inexpensive email sequence that they go into. Or a conversion could be if you've got a Shopify website and somebody clicks an ad and then goes and buys and then completes the cart and the checkout, they actually buy something. That's a sales conversion. And then ideally we'd also be seeing the revenue generated compared to the money that you've spent on ads. And ideally you want to be making more revenue than what you've put into your ads. So when it comes to actually figuring out like what a good return on ad spend is, getting there, getting those numbers is a lot easier when we know what your goals are. what sort of revenue goal you want to reach for, or what sort of average order value, what sort of value per customer you want to get. If you don't know those things, then figuring out what the best amount to spend on ads is much trickier. And I can understand the sort of desire to just try ads, and I do have other podcast episodes where I talk about just getting a feel of how things works with a small amount of money, and that's totally okay. But when it comes to engaging someone like me as your ads manager, I'd be looking more at your overall business goals, and then making your ad spend make sense for those goals. So in this episode, I also wanted to talk about making sure that the strategy and the platform that you choose is a good fit for what you'd like to achieve. And I want to talk about an example of a type of client that I've worked with on Google Ads, which is psychologists. Now, based on what I've seen, especially recently in 2024, when it comes to putting ads for psychologists on Google search, so I can actually see what type of search queries people type in to get your ad to appear. And based on what I've seen, it looks as though the customers or the people who are looking for a psychologist on Google Ads are, for the most part, looking for very fast help, someone who can help them as soon as possible, and also looking for cheap or affordable help. So one thing that comes off, not even just psychologists, even other allied health things like physiotherapists, there's a large number of searches where people are looking for what's called bulk billing. So psychologist bulk billing, physiotherapist bulk billing, etc. For those who are outside Australia, bulk billing is a method of paying for your medical expenses that is either covered by the government or partially covered. So if bulk billing is something that you're eligible for, then of course you're going to want it, because you'll save money on your medical or your health expense. And in these times right now, of course, if you're entitled to that thing, you're going to want it and search for it. And one of the places people look for that is on Google. And so coming back to what I said, there's the majority of people who are on Google, we're having this cost of living problem right now, and there's a lot of people who want help as soon as possible, and they want it to be as affordable as possible. And I find that if you're the type of therapist who has a more specialized service, and you're more interested in helping people take the next step in life after they've recovered from their depression or anxiety, Google search ads may not be the best place for you, because you've got lots and lots of people who are just they're looking there for their fast or their affordable solution. And if you're the type of if you're looking for the kind of help to take the next step and make your life better, I'm not sure that Google is the place where people are going for that. So that's something to keep in mind, something to look out for. So definitely, I'd say get advice, but I've said this in other episodes as well. Educate yourself just enough to know what you're getting yourself into and what's going to be right for you right now. Because my reason for doing this podcast and being in this line of work is because I want what's best for you. And I know that you might be wanting to try ads because you are desperate to make more money, or you've got a business that's struggling. So you wanna be out there, and I want to say yes. I'd like to help you get out there, but I want you to get out there. And if you're going to spend money on an ads platform, I'd like you to do it in a way that is actually going to move you forward and is actually going to be a good fit for the customers that you want to connect with. So again, I'd really love to help you out. This is something that I'm really passionate about, and if there's something that I could help you with, please do reach out. If you've got a topic that you think would be beneficial to you for me to explain on paid ads on this podcast, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to hear from you. If you found this information useful, I would also love to hear that. And so I hope that by listening to this, it sort of gives you an idea of what to look out for. And like I said, I'd like you to be, you don't have to know everything about how the platform works. I would just like you to know enough so that you can avoid expensive mistakes, because I'm more than happy to run ads for someone who wants to give me money to run ads, but I feel like I have a duty to do this in a way that is going to move the needle in the right direction for you. In my good conscience, I don't want to say yes to putting time and money into something that I know is not going to work. So that's why I'm here. This is the way I'd like to help you. So again, I'd really love to hear your feedback. Please contact me through my website, lucos.com. And I want to thank you for being here with me. And if you'd like to continue listening to my podcast episodes, I'd be really happy to know that you're doing that. So happy advertising, all the best with your business, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.